Welcome to another episode of the Jones Underground YouTube. I'm Mr. Jones, and of course, I'm discussing a comment that I left on Kell Bailey's video. He was responding to John Mike's video of why he quit playing for churches, and Bailey was basically going over his thoughts and opinions on it. And my thought was, if you're playing at church just to get paid, that's an issue. Now, of course, a lot of people came for me in the comment section when I said that. And I just want to explain so I don't have to keep going back and forth, because I'm not going to keep going back and forth in the comment section. I'm not saying that we as church musicians or ministers of music shouldn't get paid. Of course we should get paid. I'm with us getting paid whatever we can get paid, based on what the church can and can't afford, what the pastor agrees to, or whoever pays you, what the board agrees to, whatever is good and whatever seems right, whatever we can make an agreement on, I'm happy with whatever people get paid. My point of saying that, if the only reason you there is get paid, a lot of people are in the church and they're not there for God. I, for one, work in what we call, my music is a part of my ministry. So when I'm working with the men's fellowship and helping them find people in need, or when we're trying to come together and pass our knowledge down to the younger men, or when we're working with the youth and the other praise teams and everything else, a lot of what we do in music is ministry. Is not just getting paid. It's not just sitting on the keys. It's not just showing up with our handout. And that's my main issue. I've helped a lot of people with the music, as far as when we played funerals for free or played weddings and didn't have my handout on, hey, this is what the rate was or wasn't. And not to sit here and say that those that do are not doing it in the ministry, but once again, that's just not how I operate. Because my music and my way of doing it in ministry is giving the gift that God gave me back to him. And I'm not, quote unquote, the best musician or everything else. I know a lot of really good musicians. And even with them, I know that they do a lot of work in the community for free, And that's because you can't really put a price tag on the life that Jesus gave up on the cross for us. In the same way, this gift that he gave us didn't come with a price tag either. I'm not saying that when you play outside of church and that when you play in certain situations you shouldn't get paid, because once again, I got booked to play an anniversary or a church anniversary this month, and I'm getting paid to do that, and so I'm with getting paid, especially if it's a not your home church, especially if you're taking time out of a busy schedule to come over there and you got to bring your gear, because gear at certain churches ain't up to snuff, but my whole point of the matter is, if you're still taking your time out to learn music, to get certain stuff down, to grow and get your craft, at certain points, you have to get paid on that. But when it comes to honoring God with your gift, the main thing on that's not a price tag put on that, and that's my whole thing of saying, like, we are supposed to be in church trying to not only be saved, get saved, help others get saved, but we're supposed to be in there, setting the atmosphere and everything else. But if somebody played with your money, or if the money wasn't there, if the pastor called up and said, we got to make a cut somewhere, if that's as far as your loyalty goes, then once again, where's the loyalty to God? And I played in churches for free. We got volunteers on our staff that play keys, and they play keys well, and they don't ask for money, and that's the whole situation of saying, like, we understand that music is a business, especially when it comes to music ministry, and in certain places, especially, dealing with certain churches, hey, if I come through here, this is what the price is, and I'm sorry if we can't meet and make an agreement on that. But when it comes down to, as a whole, I'm here for God. I'm playing at my church not because my pastor pays me the most. No, I play here because I like my church. My church is like a family to me. I like the fact that we're growing, that we teach the word well, and that the atmosphere gets set. And it's become a home, not only just for me. My wife grew up in this church, and I came in with her when we got married. And it's just a point where it's just a place where God is furthering me forward. Now, if God calls me somewhere else, then he called me somewhere else. But what if he calls me somewhere where I don't get paid? Then what? What if he calls me somewhere where I had to do it on my own? It's a lot of pastors that get called to pastor churches, and they're funding their own ministries for years before they get paid or before they can draw a salary and that type of stuff. So it's just the point of the main reason we're supposed to be in church. Not just the musicians, but I'm talking about the usher board, the deacons, the preachers, the assistant pastors, everyone, finance people. The reason we're supposed to be in church is to give our gifts and our talents back to God, not to get paid on it. Now when money comes in, hey, if the church can afford to pay us, if we make an agreement to get paid, if you talk to the pastor and you need money and he's not paying you, if the pastor said he's going to pay you and never did, that's all stuff that, once again, you know what bad business is and what bad business is not. And if somebody's operating in bad business, then you should probably leave that situation. But if you're in church, that means that you're in a place where you agree with the word that's going forward, that you can touch and agree with the members that are there, that, once again, we're not just here just being musical mercenaries, and the moment 12:05 hit, we don't care what's going on, we out. 12:05, it's time. I gotta go. So, once again, I'm just making this short video just to say, hey, I know, because I'm at work myself, work a full-time job, got kids, got a wife that I got, that I'm handling with. Hey, time is not cheap. We spend a lot of time getting what we need to get done. And so I'm not saying that musicians shouldn't get paid, but I'm saying if we come in church, we should be here for God, because we can get paid playing out. We can get paid doing production. We can get paid making music everywhere else. We can get paid. But the main reason we should be in church operating in any capacity, I'm talking about ushers, deacons, preachers, even the people sitting in the stands, is that because we're here to hear from God. Thank you guys for listening to this video, and I hope it helps somebody, and we'll see you again next time.